Well, we're here now.
Yes, sir. Oh, they opened the door. They cracked open the door. I don't know, they did.
Oh, well, when he died, right? Yeah. And I realized then he said, well, didn't you see what he did when he was walking up to you? He said he could hear. He could hear himself think. He could hear the music, multitasking all the way down. Hello? Yeah, I remember Dino. Dino. Yeah, Dino. But it took him to die for it to really kick in that it worked. You know, because it was so sad. I was so angry at God because I did everything he told me to do and brought them all into the office. They all read it. Never did the video, like with the sound. Yeah. They just read it from the book, and they all saw it there, and they all had that experience. But Deno was the most one because he was deaf. Oh yeah, he was deaf. And then when his hearing came, that's when it really panned out. But what got me is why he didn't continue with it. But there wasn't that third step. You know what I mean? The keys to heaven weren't designed. That 1 to 7, 7 to 14, 14 to 21. Yeah. A system base wasn't. There was no base there. We were just reading it, just out of it, just the way it was. But there was no pattern. You know what I mean? So there wasn't that first base, second base, third base. There was only did the first base, and it really did work on him and everybody else. But like I said, there was no other part, no system to it. But now we have a system. Once it reacts, then you could do it consistently, and it stays. Not just that your spirit becomes more and more alive and more aware. And that's where the healing comes, healing within. And it comes from everybody has a belief system. And if it's a belief system in place, but when you get the experience and you ignore it, then there could be other causes, right? You know what I mean? Not really. Well, how do you know you have the experience? Well, you're going to see different things. You're going to have the experience of it. And once you have the experience, you have to, you whoever comes in your way, be able to understand to show them a way. You know what I mean? If it helps an addict to get straight without going to treatment, without doing all the extra things, well, you gotta follow steps. This is a step too, but it's your own step with God. You know what I mean? Like it's like, once you experience, you'll understand what I mean. But really, right now, to tell you the truth, I'm having a hard time believing in him. What was the reason? Because since I was 7, my closest brother-in-laws supposed to be in RCMP. Bunch of bad things happened to me as I was growing up. Well, so it's hard. I tried, asking him for help. Nothing. So I really don't. Like I'm 75 now and I'm still hurting for what was done to me in the past. Pain is there. It's things happened to me when I was a little kid too. Like my dad's girlfriend at the time, they were teaching me the ABCs. They had me bent over a stool and one match after another to learn my ABCs. But it took me where I went to be with my kids. I never did that. You know what I mean? They say usually when something happens to you, you pass it down. Maybe it's stuff that you could talk to people about, so it doesn't happen to them. What happens to you and what happens to me, or anybody for that matter. Well, that's why I'm very leery of my girls. My little granddaughters. I got nothing but girls. Yeah, but that keeps you more aware.
It keeps me more aware, more on alert.
Yeah, but if it
And I
didn't,
don't trust God.
but if it didn't happen to you, you would be aware. You understand?
But it shouldn't have happened to me in the first place.
Definitely, it shouldn't have. But in the places where you're around all girls, so you're more alert for all them girls. Or else, what if it happened to all them girls? If you weren't alert. So some things in bad could be a blessing.
But this was no damn blessing to me.
No, but I mean to be aware of other people, to help. It's like what happened to me now. I'm trying to pass what changed me. What's changed me is to bring it to other people, the love for it, the gift that it has. Could we go on now?
Yeah.
To try. Today is Monday and we'll do 7 to 14. Okay. Today's Monday and it's chapter 7 to 14. 7. Jesus and his brothers. After this, Jesus traveled around. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I'm reading chapters 14 to 21. It's like, even when the phone rang, it's okay. Like with sound, you could even talk. Our spirits still pick up what's there when it's reading.
Mm-hmm.
It still picks it up. So like, and it's a good thing. You could be doing housework, you could be mopping the floor, you could be listening to the video, and it's still absorbing in your spirit. So by reading it, I find it like you put it down, you lose your words, you lose your thoughts. By sound, it absorbs. Before we got cut off and we started this thing, when you're saying you're angry with God, I was angry with God for most of my life too. And the biggest thing is, and that's why when this happened to me, I want to spread the word so we can have more awareness to stuff like for little kids that introduced me to sniffing glue. We could stop that before it happens, within our families or anything. And what happened with you? You had lots of girls in your life. You were aware of it, and and hopefully, you told the girls that to be cautious to their kids, especially to their kids. So the thing is, we're passing down what happened to us to be aware more. But now, when you're spiritually aware, it's even more stronger. And then we can understand why maybe some of the things that God did. Like, I mean, I got 10 years in jail. I was angry. Like, I mean, why did you give me 10 years in jail? But that's what it took me to snap me out of what I was doing. And I didn't even do the crime. I got the 10 years for something I didn't even do. But furthermore, like, it's my journey since I was a little kid to now. I'm almost 65 years old. I had a lot of experience and I was lost. I was in prison out here before I went to prison in prison. I was freed in prison. When I was on the street, I was in prison. I was doing all my drugs. I was doing the stupidest things in my life. And I lived a horrible life. And maybe I drank and did all the drugs to bury all my things that I had, what happened to me when I was a kid. I don't know. But I know I'm stopped out of it now and I want to spread the word. And there's a tool that could feed our spirits and that enlightens us and that we could be more aware for other people. That's all I wanted to do. And that's all I want to do now. Because all the people out there on the street, and not even in the street, they're doing drugs in their homes. And the little kids there are missing out. I lost a girlfriend just a while ago to drugs, to fentanyl. And we lost her little girl. Like, I mean, I'm fighting for this to get her back with her little girl, and her little girl's in the system. And it's so sad. Like, I mean, that a person will take the drugs over their kid. But if we get some words out there, we could maybe, help some kids that could have their parents back, in the system. And like I said before, the church is within us, the spirit's within us. And if we have there's the churches back in the day in the Catholic system where they did things to little kids and stuff, right? So, but if they had the spirit within them, themselves and the church within them, we wouldn't need that big church where all these people go. You know what I mean? Because the church is within us. Everything's with us, like the spirit alone. I don't know if I made any sense to you guys at all, or
Yeah, you did.
you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's so. I just want to help people. That's all. You know what left of life I got left to help people to become that better person that they could be. Like I said, like the video sound is better than reading. I take it because you could be doing stuff and still absorbing it, so you're not losing time. You know what I mean? You still could do your whatever day you're doing, and just do what you do. There's a little girl that her mom plays it for her. Is 3 years old, and I seen a thing when I was downtown with her. That little girl goes to everybody, "Hi, hi," and there's a lady that walked by, and then she goes, "Hi, have a good day," and then she goes, "I love you," you know, out of the window. Like, I mean, it blew me away. A 3-year-old kid did that, and that lady made her day. You know, made her day. That little 3-year-old. So the spirit works when it's fed, and that's all I wanted to share. And I'm hoping that we could come back tomorrow, and you'll be here.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. You guys mean a lot. Because, I mean, when this goes through, there's more added to the family, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
Can I get you a hug? Can I get you a hug?
And this what?
Oh,
You're
good.
gonna spell it too.
Okay. But we'll come tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Did you need a ride? I could give you a ride. And if you want to ride afterwards,
Kristen is gonna be coming.
she's coming?
Kristen, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So what time tomorrow would it be? I'll bring you guys a coffee again.
11
A bit earlier.
Want some donuts or something?
donuts, yeah. Once in a while we like sweet.
Yeah, that's good. We all can be sweet. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep, first. Best you
And
can.
it actually goes pretty quick, you know. And once it goes through, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah. Come on.